हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोधानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरवनचारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरानिताय जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव जय श्रील गुरुदेव, जय और हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, कार्तिक मास की जय, श्री श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much for joining in. So today we are having Her Grace Janvi Jeevan Mataji, who's going to take us through Nectar of Devotion, chapter number 4. I hope everyone has have read the third chapter of Nectar of Devotion that we completed yesterday. So today Mataji will take us through chapter number 4 of Nectar of Devotion. So we welcome Mataji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Over to you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyeva patitanam
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Pangayate Girim Yatkrupa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatharanam चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदमयं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 Prabhupada ki jai. So we have to recite the Swami Hastakam. Everyone can see this, right?
Yes, Mataji, but you can increase this
Yeah, I'm just doing that, Mataji. Increasing the font.
zoom it.
Oh, where is it gone?
See the same. Yeah, you can just press the plus button, then it will increase the size.
Yeah, I know, but there is one more thing came up too.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yes, Mataji.
नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुनो सद्धर्म संस्थापको लोकानां हितकरिणौ त्रिभुवने मण्यौ शरणैकरो राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना नमस्तालिको वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको. Someone recite this translation.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So we'll start with the session today, chapter 4, right? Where did I open the chapter 4? Apologies. Okay, I can't see this. How come I can't see this? Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So devotional service surpasses all liberation. So this topic is something which is very advanced for any sadhaka level devotees. It's the main title of the chapter itself indicates us that our mood and consciousness should be completely observed in the service of the Lord. The devotional service is something which is beyond the liberation. So previous chapter you all must have gone through, and like Mataji was mentioning, you must have read about how there are 4 types of muktis are there, 5 types, sorry, liberation, Salokya, Shasti, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya, like that. So all this is not at all, devotees are not interested in any one of these liberations at all. Yeah. So the out of those first 4, the 5th one, the Sayujya, that is becoming one with the Lord, merging in impersonalism or Brahma Jyoti, impersonal Brahma Jyoti, that is totally rejected, means not interested by the devotees. So they're not interested. There is nothing there. There's no service, no activity. They can't see the beautiful form of the Lord, and they can't even actually hear Krishna Katha. There's no glorification of the Lord. There is no hearing. There is no chanting. They are idle there. There's no activity. So who wants to go there? None of the devotees are interested to go to a place where, merge in the Supreme Lord is like, it's hard for any of the devotees to imagine only. So the devotees were seriously attached to the devotional service of the Lord. Someone who has got that what we read in the first chapter, pure devotional service, someone who has all these qualities, they're attached to the doing service of the Lord. So, and in that mode, they are actually always observed in the blissful service of the Lord and attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, and they never desire liberation. So that is why devotional service surpasses all liberation, means we have to get to that stage, transcend all these 3 modes of material nature, go to beyond goodness, which is pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva state. And then, not even seeking for liberation, or just only always requesting the energy of the Lord Srimati Radharani to engage in the service of the Lord. So this is what devotees are eagerly aspiring for. So this whole section of this chapter is mainly, coming from various verses, very important, prominent, popular verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, all the revelations by other devotees who are actually realized, and how they are showing all of us, like, how they are showing with their example in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, that they never aspire for liberation. So we'll go through those verses one after the other. All the whole chapter is full of hearing the realizations from the personalities. Hearing from the statement of Prithu Maharaj is what starting this chapter. So Prithu Maharaj in the 4th canto, 28th chapter, verse 24. He is mentioning that, he is, my dear Lord, if after taking liberation, if I have no chance of hearing the glories of you, or, chanting, or hearing the glories, or hearing the chanting by pure devotees from the core of their heart, and they are not praising you or glorifying you, there's nothing there. There's if no chance of this, receiving this transcendental bliss, honey of transcendental bliss, then I shall never ask for such liberation. Yeah. So this is he's telling this is so-called spiritual emancipation. So what he is seeking is that he's simply praying. I'm praying to you, my dear Lord, that give me millions of tongues and millions of ears, so that I can constantly chant and hear of your transcendental glories. So this is the mood of Prithu Maharaj. This is the mood of him, that he's requesting that I don't want anything. I don't want liberation where there is no nectar of service at your lotus feet. I want the boon, only that boon, that way give me at least 1 million years. We are not able to use 2 years only in our lifetime. At this, pure devotees experience this 2 years is not enough. Means 24 hours not enough. Krishna Katha, if you keep on hearing, even if it is the same pastime also, they relish like anything. If you read the same Bhagavad Gita today and you read again after finishing, you will get to different understanding. So there is a beauty, there is so much of rasa in those scriptures and in that glorification of Supreme Lord. So that is what he's telling. Nectarian glories coming from the mouths of the pure devotees is what he is aspiring for. So I'll just, and then he's also mentioning that, in the next verse, next para, we see that impersonalists, they desire to merge in the existence of the Brahman. That is the Sayujya Mukti, where they are trying to merge with impersonal Brahma Jyoti. And then, they don't have an individuality there. And there's no, like I said before, no chance of hearing and chanting the glories of Supreme Lord. So there is no idea about the form of the Lord. There's no chance of understanding the activities of the Lord. There is no activities like Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela part is all missing there. So they don't want, so in other words, unless one is already beyond liberation, one cannot relish. So that is what, you have to pass through that stage also, so that you can relish or understand the transcendental form of the Lord. Otherwise, it's going to be very, in that stage, it's going to be very dull, and they are not, no activity means they get bored. And then they have to seek for something, be active. So just like, if the child is born and child is, growing, we see child is walking and child is, doing other activities, playing and eating by himself or herself. All these activities are cherishable by mother or father, right? As and when the child grows, the activities are cherishable. But if the child wants to go into the womb of the mother and stay there forever, which mother will tolerate or, be happy? So it's like that, you are, nobody wants to be getting into the womb of the Lord. When the dissolution happens, all the living entities again go into the womb of the Lord. So then there is no activity unless you again manifest, right? So this is what that impersonalist desire to merge in the existence of the Supreme is like that. So which devotees want to be like that, inactive state? Everyone wants to seek for doing some seva for the Lord, right? So that is what Puthu Maharaj is telling. I don't want all that. I just only want to get this. Give me millions of tongues and ears to constantly chant and hear your glories. So that is one we hear from this. And then similar statements we are quoting from 5th canto, 14th chapter, verse 44, Shukadev Goswami addressing Parikshit Maharaj. Again here, the great soul king Bharata. He was attached to the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, and he can easily give up all the wealth, whatever he has attained, his affection for children, society, friends, royal opulence, beautiful wife, everything. So he was also lucky to have goddess of fortune, and so much of material possessions he has, but never accepted all that opulences. So this is what Shukadev Goswami highly praised King Bharata's behavior. So any person whose heart is attracted to the qualities or name, transcendental name, or nama and transcendental form of the Lord or glories of the Lord, that person will not even want liberation, because this is not even with this liberation, not even cared by them, which is aspired by great sages. So if that liberation is not cared or aspired, why do they aspire for material opulences, which is of no use to them? Material opulences are like not a ornament for devotees. They are just because of the Lord's will, devotees may get material opulence, but it doesn't matter. Like if someone is like, someone may be driven in a expensive car or a normal car, or even a bus or a auto or a rickshaw, but their destiny is going to, let's say you go to the temple, whichever way you go, you will reach there, right? So that is there. So the main goal for the devotee is to reach out to the Lord, get closer to the Lord. There is nothing else. All others are secondary. The primary feature is that, try to seek the in pleasure in understanding the Lord by performing devotion service. So this is what they wanted. They don't want anything else, not even material opulences. Like that. Yeah. So even if you get material opulences, you will use for Krishna service only. You will not be interested in using for yourself. Like if you have very nice place, a house, you may run a Namahatta program. And then, if you have good wealth, you will just make nice boga and distribute prasada, or you contribute for book distribution. So things like that, you engage, all the things which Krishna has given us, any wealth or assets or whichever, we try to use it in Krishna service. That is Yukta Vairagya. We do that. Otherwise, there is no meaning to the devotee's life like that. So this is very significant feature of a devotee's life. They don't. I mean, they do have the affection for the family, children and all that, but they are not attached. Affection is there, but attachment is less. Attachment is only for that rati is for Krishna, not for these worldly pleasures like that. Yeah. So that is the glorification which we hear from, and we also see that from the some simple. I mean, there's a small, it's a story or from we see Shivaji, Shivaji and what is who is this devotee in Maharashtra? Tukaram, Tukaram. Tukaram and Shivaji. Once Shivaji comes to, and Tukaram was not in his residence, he comes to his place, and he gave a lot of, clothes and opulence, wealth and all that to the family members. They accept everything and they do take for Tukaram also. And in the meantime, when he is given and when they are, when they accepted, Shivaji was hiding in the bushes and trying to see what's going to happen. And he wants to see, whether Tukaram also happy with the things which is being presented like that. When he comes home, he just rejects all that. He says, why do we need all this? We don't want. When Lord is with us, we don't. These material opulences are no use for us. We don't want all this. It's just like he compared. Lots of wealth means in the form of gold and silver. He would have given. So he compared all of that to a stool. He said, if anyone pass stool, they will not look back. So this wealth is also like that. If you are, if I have earned a wealth, I may keep it for my children or my next generation, and then I will not look back because there's no opportunity to look back. I'll just leave it and go. And then the other people also leave it and go. It's like that, So whatever wealth you are destined to, or whatever opulence you are, according to your whatever you deserve, Krishna will facilitate to you. But acceptance of that material opulence is not as a desire for a devotee. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, it's okay. They accept it as a Lord's will. So we see so many pastimes like Sudama. Sudama, my wife was interested in seeking wealth because they are in poverty-stricken situation, not even having a glass of milk to give the children. So then she insisted, she pleads him to go to his friend and meet, so that he may remember you, he may give you some wealth like that. And he goes carrying some chipped rice, borrowing from every neighborhood houses and all that, which was not of good quality. He sees the opulence of the Lord, and he was a little bit afraid whether he will remember me, recognize me in this torn clothes, and I'm looking like shabby experience, what is that appearance. He was a little bit not sure, confident, but Krishna received him, and with a royal treatment. Yes, he did a nice abhishek to him, and sprinkled all the water also on his, and then he was partaking the chipped rice, which he was not able to show, but Krishna snatched, and little he was eating. As and when he was eating, he is getting the opulence. He was never asked for it. He didn't want. He's a pure devotee, don't want all that. But he got so much opulence that Lakshmi Devi, Rukmini Devi has to stop him, that no more required, like that. But when he went back to his place, he was not able to recognize, oh, is it my own people or my own wife? Like, they are bedecked with nice ornaments and nice clothes and all this. I was like not able to recognize and understand that why I never asked this from the Lord. And so kind he came. We see similar pastime from Krishna pastimes, like that fruit vendor lady. When they came for giving fruits out of affection to Krishna. And the Krishna came, little bit grains he got on the way. The grains were falling from the hand also, but he came with little bit grains in exchange to give it to her, in exchange of love to her. And then those grains are transformed into opulence, like jewelry. And she didn't expect, she didn't want that. She was just initially she is calling out in the streets with the fruit's name and going. Later on she realized, okay, I remember the Lord, and she says, nicely sings bhajan, that Bilva Mangal Thakur bhajan, right? Anybody knows that bhajan? Beautiful bhajan. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, He Krishna, He Yadava, He Saketi, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. That is what she was singing and going on the street. Thank Krishna, with pure heart. She's just seeking out to Lord's name, chanting. That's it. And she has a desire in her heart that let Krishna sit in my lap once. That's all she had. She never wanting this opulence. And then when she actually reached Nanda Baba's house, Krishna noticed she's seeking out, calling out my name, and he came with the grains to give her. And then she requested him to sit on his lap. And then Yashodamai, by then she saw so many atrocities, so many evils are coming, Putana came, Trinavatra came, Shatakasra, all these incidents happen. And she strictly warned Krishna that never listen to any stranger words and never fall into, those strangers, listen to them, or, anything happens, just tell me, like that. And Krishna was a little bit not comfortable, but this lady's affection, this fruit vendor's lady's affection, melt the heart of Krishna. And he just to please her, just quickly went to his lap and jumped out of her lap. Just, he satisfied her desire, that's desire also. She never asked for opulence. She only had this desire that Krishna wants it in my lap. That's it. So this is the, Vatsalya prem she had. She wanted to experience, and Krishna did gave her. So many pastimes we see like that. Yeah. So Krishna is so kind, he gives. So devotees, they don't aspire for any material opulences. They just don't want anything else. They just want only the pleasure of serving the Lord in any way, whichever, in the platform of, serving the Lord, any service is a service. So they just want to do only service, nothing else. Yeah. So then next from the Bhagavatam, 6th canto also there is a reference statement by Vritrasura. He says, my Lord, by leaving your transcendental service. Anybody wants to read this particular thing?
Can I, Mataji?
Yes, please.
Please read, Prabhuji.
In the Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 11th chapter, verse 25, there is a similar statement by Vritrasura, who addresses the Lord as follows: My dear Lord, by leaving your transcendental service, I may be promoted to the planet called Dhruvaloka, the pole star, or I may gain lordship over all the planetary systems of the universe. But I do not aspire to this, nor do I wish the mystic perfections of yoga practice, nor do I aspire to the spiritual emancipation. All I wish for, my Lord, is your association and transcendental service eternally. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So that is what, he is, Vitrasura is not desiring to enjoy Dhruvaloka also. And then the heavenly planets where Brahma resides. We don't want to be the supreme ruler of these earthly planets or lower planets. We don't want to desire to become master of this, mystic yoga. Nor do I want liberation also. I have to, if I have to give up your lotus feet, I don't want any of this. Pure devotee never desires, like I said earlier, material opportunities, opulences. When they are rendering service, none of the devotees ask for any of the boons that is going to increase their material situation. They don't want. They only ask for more service. No, bhakti is cause of bhakti.
Can I ask question now or after the class?
You can park it, Prabhu, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so they only want to have two things. Desire in their heart is to engage in loving service of the Lord and have constant association of the devotees. That's what Vitrasura is telling. Eternally give me the association of the devotees. That is actually the opulence for the devotees. If there is a association of the devotees, there is no dearth of any opulence. It's just takes them in the path of Krishna consciousness, and it's a life. Life air is serving the Lord, and association is opulence. What else you need? Everything is there, right? If Krishna is there with you, he has got unlimited opulences, 6 opulences unlimitedly. Who is going to ask a limited opulence which is required in that material world? Like that. So pure devotees don't ask. If you seek for $1 million, Krishna will have $100 million. Do you want $100 million or $1 million? Like that. So liberation is beyond that $1 million. Who is looking for liberation? They don't want. At the cost of lotus feet of the Lord, I don't want to give up that. So he just wants. So never desires anything other than rendering service to the Lord. So association of the devotees is very important. Just by association, everything, all miracles will happen. I think many of you would have experienced how the association of the devotees will take you from where to where. You will only assess yourself. Yeah, eternal association of the devotees is important. This is Parikshit Maharaj prayer also. He wants to treat everybody as equally. See Krishna in everyone's heart. He don't want to have any enemies, and he wants to have association of the devotees. That's it. No other desire he has. So he wants to serve the servants of the these devotees, and then who they are associates to him, like that. So that is the object of pure love, unalloyed devotional service. That is the object of pure love. So he didn't want anything else. Yeah. So like this, in each and every chapter, Bhagavatam cantos, we have references. Each personalities, they are giving the same message for us. So the next statement is coming from Lord Shiva in Srimad Bhagavatam chapter, canto 6, chapter 17, chapter 28 verse. Anyone wants to recite this one?
Yes, Mataji, may. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
please. Did you recite just now, Prabhu, or,
Hare Krishna. This statement is confirmed by Lord Shiva in Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 17th chapter, verse 28, wherein Lord Shiva addresses Sati thus: My dear Sati, persons who are devoted to Narayana, Krishna, are not afraid of anything. If they are elevated to the higher planetary systems, or if they get liberation from material contamination, or if they are pushed down to the hellish condition of life, or in fact in any situation whatever, they are not afraid of anything, simply because they have taken shelter of the lotus feet of Narayana. For them, any position in the material world is as good as another. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. So what is the message here? What is she telling is Sati is telling that any devotee who is a devotee of Krishna is not afraid of anything. We can think of immediately who? Example. That they are not afraid of anything.
Vrittasura Mataji.
Okay. And who else?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj is not afraid of anything. His father is a demon. And he's killing him, giving him various sorts of punishments. And, he's not concerned about going to higher planet, lower planet and all that. But, nothing is shaking him. He has got full faith on the Lord. He's a pure devotee. He's just, from the womb of his mother only started hearing Krishna Katha. And then he has complete faith in the Lord. When he prayed to also, when he was glorifying Lord Narasimhadev also in the end, he was mainly concerned about materialistic people and how they are, wasting their life. And he wants to actually make them also uplift from that position. And he also wanted his father to be, given a moksha, not to get into trouble like that. He actually asked this boon from Narasimha Bhagwan. He didn't want it anything else. He was not afraid of any of the situations he is facing. He's completely at the feet of shelter of the lotus feet of Narayana. So in everything he is saying Narayana only. Like when Hiranyakashipu asked about, can you show your Lord in this pillar? You see the Narayana already in the pillar. You see when he is put into the pit of snakes, all the snakes are raising the hoods. They are paying obeisances actually. He could see all that. In everything, Prahlad Maharaj is seeing Krishna. Even when they are, throwing him from the cliff of the hill, then, he sees that Lord is, putting a net for him there, or, holding hand for him to grab him or hug him. He's just didn't afraid of any of these things because it's completely surrendered. He didn't had any plan of his own. The only plan is that what is Lord's plan is his plan. Lord's will, his will. That's it. He accepted and he showed with his example that's how we have to completely take shelter of the Lord. So that is another thing we hear. And any other things strike your mind about?
Shri Haridas Thakur, he was beaten at 22 marketplaces.
Yeah, that's also a good example. Yeah, he's not afraid of, even from coming from the background where he is. He's not afraid of taking the holy names of the Lord, even after he has been punished. Like that. And we see our Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. Yeah. They were, appointed by a Muslim king and they were like, advisors, but they're not afraid of anything. They just left everything for the pleasure of the Lord, right? So they're not interested in the opulence, what the Nawab is giving them. So it's like that. So all these various examples which we hear, we need to, it's just bringing our consciousness into understanding that desires of devotees is only desire of serving the Lord and taking the association of the devotees, nothing else. Yeah, that is the thing.
Srila Prabhupada Mataji.
Of course, yeah, Srila Prabhupada. Correct. Srila Prabhupada, he was just fully surrendered to the Lord. Whatever opulence is coming, everyone is giving, he is accepting it only to use it in Krishna service. He's not having any attachment to any of the things. Whatever credit anyone is giving, he is giving it back to his Guru and Krishna. Like even, writing translation books or the temples he has constructed, all the credit, whatever he is doing, it goes to Krishna, he says. When someone asks, how you are able to translate, what are you getting when you read your own books, releasing your own books, when you do this? He said, what do you mean by my own books? These books are not written by me. These books are written by, Lord. He dictated me. I'm only the instrument who is writing these books. So he had enjoyed his own books like that. So every credit he has given it to Krishna only, no one else. So that is a pure devotee's state of mind. They just accept any situations coming in their way, circumstances, hurdles, obstacles, hindrances. These are all testing. And Prabhupada showed with his example, nicely Mataji has pointed out, that how he has shown with example, how he is successful just taking the shelter of lotus feet of the Lord. He could have easily sat in Vrindavan nicely, at a comfortable position in Radha Damodar temple, must have continued his life. But he has taken so much of effort for, for all of our comfort. He took his, come out of his comfort zone. Yeah. So any temples anywhere is constructed now, if you hear from the scratch how they have gone through the hardship, I think most of us won't even be in that Leela. It's very hard. For us, everything is ready. It's like a golden spoon in front of our mouth. We just have to release it. That's it. That is becoming very hard because that is the situation. Kali Yuga is, we are fortunate. We are not in the, towards the just the beginning of Kali Yuga. So we are actually can become servants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in spreading his mission. We have the opportunity because we are not too far from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leelas. So we are part of his Leela. If we can make use of our, Krishna conscious life in a way where, all these personalities we are hearing from, we don't want any liberation. So in this material world, we need some things to keep our body and soul together. We endeavor for that, but don't over endeavor or don't stress ourselves. Make sure you have some nice balance, family and, work life and spiritual life, all this. Make sure you have nice balance, like a triangle. 3 points should meet together. Otherwise, it's going to be hard. So if that is there, then our Krishna conscious life will be consistent and smooth. And we have to aim for that only, nothing else. Yeah. So we'll go ahead with the next one. About Indra's statement. I think this we didn't read. Anyone wants to read this?
There is a similar statement by Indra, the king of heaven, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 18th chapter, verse 74. There Indra addresses Mother Diti in this manner: my dear mother, persons who have given up all kinds of desire and are simply engaged in devotional service to the Lord know what is actually their self-interest. Such persons are actually serving their self-interest and are considered first-class experts in the matter of advancing to the perfectional stage of life.
So this is again, devotees interested in worshipping Krishna. In those lines, again, not desire liberation or anything material, because that is, they're not interested in self-interest. That is not, as they know what is actually beneficial for them, they know, they have clarity. This is not beneficial for their spiritual growth, they don't accept. Let's say you are in a job and you are given an opportunity to get to a next level promotion you have got. And then that promotion is where will help you to get materially, successful, and you may buy one more nice car or buy a house or whatever, or it's good for your personal situation. But if that is taking your extra time and you are sacrificing your devotional activities, then nobody will accept that. A pure devotee will not accept that position. How much ever alluring that situation may be, a pure devotee will try to control their senses. And they think, okay, this is something Maya is trying to allure me. This is not Krishna's plan, this is Maya's plan, and they will take a step back. Because that is what is actually not their self-interest. Their interest is only to serve the Lord. Okay, if they have to give, if that wealth is coming or that promotion is coming without disturbing their spiritual activities or without, ignoring or neglecting their spiritual duties, easily if it is coming, they'll accept it. If it is not, then it's better not to, because that's going to spoil your spiritual life. So first-class experts in the matter of advancing to the perfection stage of life, they actually, don't serve their self-interest. So if they are trying to their own self-interest, that means they're actually gliding their path away from the spiritual to the different destination. So this is need to be mindful when we go there. So what is there in that verse also, I'll just quickly, 18th chapter verse 74. I just opened here, maybe you are not able to see it. Are you able to see that? It is
Yes,
mentioned.
Mataji. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Mataji.
In that purport of that particular verse from Bhagavatam, Dhruva Maharaj, when he saw Vishnu, his purpose is to get some wealth, greater than his great grandfather. And then he declined all the benedictions from the Lord. Just by seeing the Lord, he was fully satisfied. He don't want anything else. So Lord is so kind that, Dhruva Maharaj in the beginning desired, but, he promoted to Dhruva Loka. Because of this instruction by the Lord, he has to follow. So he has followed the instruction, 36,000 years he ruled like that. But what Prabhupada is telling in that purport, if the person has broader intelligence, if he is with broader intelligence, whether he has material desires, free from material desires, or desiring liberation, by all means they will worship Supreme Lord only. That famous verse which we have, Akama Sarva Kama Moksha Kama Udarari Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Vijate Purusham Para. So one should always engage in devotional service. If you have desires, no desires, or desire, all desires. Actually, devotees don't desire even liberation. Anyabhilasha Shunyam. This is what we know. So Lord fulfills the desires of the devotees, awarding him that opulence. That will never be destroyed also, like how Dhruva Loka is always there. Even after dissolution, Dhruva Loka will not be dissolved. It's there forever. So, but a karmi's opulence will be destroyed. The opulence of a devotee is never destroyed. Devotee becomes more and more opulent if they try to serve the Lord. That is the beauty. That's the ornament for the devotee. So this is eternally credited in their bank account, whatever service you do to the Lord. So there is no diminution in that. Neha Bikramanashasti, 2.40, right? There is no loss in that. Every endeavor we do, we go as, if we take one step ahead, Krishna will get closer 10 steps. We take one step, Krishna take 10 steps. That means we get very, very closer to Krishna, as in when we take little steps for Krishna. So he's very kind like that. We know there is a one, what you called, there's this nice, beautiful story that is a daku. Is a daku means dacoit, yeah, dacoits, yeah. So
Yes,
this,
yes, Mataji.
the one dacoit is actually being chased by the police, and he ran into a place where this Krishna Katha happening. So there's nice bhajan, kirtan, Krishna Katha happening. So he notices everyone wearing tilak. Now to get away from this police, he finds the tilak and he puts the tilak. He dress up, he cover up himself nicely so that he will become one among them like that. He sits there in this nice purification process. So he hears, and in that Krishna Katha, the topic is that they're describing the form of the Lord. So nicely talking about, what Krishna wears, the jewelry, the, yellow dhoti, Kaustuba jewelry, and then golden earrings, and, shark earrings, everything, the peacock feather, and then the turban, everything in detail, intricate, information is being given there. So he's listening to all that and he got attracted to this because he is naturally a dacoit. And buddhi will not go, right? So he's hearing to this, he got attracted. Oh, if I go to this person, I'll get everything. He's thinking like that. So after hearing that, he headed towards Vrindavan. Noticing the police is away and all that, he took the precautionary effect and he went to Vrindavan. When he is, in that mood of really wanting to see this blue boy, he went to Vrindavan. So went to Vrindavan. He knows he has got, brother Balaram there and cowherd boys. These are all he heard. His Sakis are there, and then Shadamai, Nanda Maharaj, all these nice pastimes. He's remembering that and thinking of, just when will I see this blue boy? Like that, he's going. So because he's going with the desire is very pure, Krishna, gave him darshan. He was there, so he would manifest. He manifested. So when he saw immediately, he actually, he took something because it's also mentioned in Krishna Katha that you have to take something to the Lord. If you offer something to the Lord, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam is there. So he took some phalam, fruit. So he has this banana, apple, whatever he took, and he want to offer this to the Lord, and he asked something. Yeah, so asking is no harm. That also you heard that dacoit is a dacoit, so that will not go away immediately, right? He has to get into the process of serving the Lord. Slowly that will go away, right? But that is still there in his heart. A tinge of desire of getting something is there in the heart. But he is offering this bananas to Krishna, nicely feeding. He's a small boy, so he's nicely trying to feed. Oh, I saw the boy and he's so excited and he's feeding. And then while feeding, he was trying to take his nice golden necklace, which is wearing. So now Krishna immediately thought, okay, he understands what's in his heart. And then he touched his hand and saying, oh, what are you doing? Are you going to take my necklace or what? I am going to be, scolded by Mother Yashoda. If you do this, I'll be in big trouble. Don't do this, he'll say that. Just by the touch of the Lord, just like how we say Dhruva Maharaj, just by the touch of the conch shell on his head, just by the blessing of Lord Vishnu, he just thought, okay, this is the broken piece of glasses I am aiming for. I don't want this. He got to that understanding. This is not what I am aspiring for. What am I doing? Like that he understood. Similarly, this boy, this dacoit, he just understood, oh my God, I am just looking for, just a touch of the Lord changed his heart. Full transformation happened. I don't want anything, whatever is, he expected to take everything, but he don't want anything like that. There is one nice pastime of like this in this one also, like Nathadwar. Thief like this only enters into the temple and then, he can't reach out. He's climbing the deity also actually. And then exactly when he climbed the deity, the doors opened. And he thought he's totally in trouble. But Lord gave the mercy that, somehow he was not punished by the pujaris there. He was escaped from him. Lord has gave some mercy to him. I can't remember the complete pastime, but that is also beautiful pastime of what in the Nathadwar temple, one person tried to do this. So what I'm trying to say is that, some kind of material desires you may have, but if you have that, gradually that attraction of the Lord will take you there where the desires will vanish. These material desires will go away from your heart. So that devotional service is very important. You start, acting in those lines of, make yourself a goal of how to perform devotional service in whichever way you can please Guru and Gauranga and your, Shiksha Gurus, take guidance from them and try to involve in some service that will please the Lord, and then everything will come to you. And Krishna will protect the devotees. And there is a beautiful verse in another context I was hearing. I'll share that. I think not this one. Whether Krishna will fulfill our material desires or not. Yeah. Anyone can recite this verse?
I can recite. Okay, it is Satyam दिशत्यर्थी नुतीर्थो नृणां नैवार्थदो यत् पुनर्तिथा यतः स्वयं विद्धते भजता मनीच्छता मिच्छापिधानं निचपादपल्लवम्.
Yeah. So can someone read the translation?
Pranam Mataji.
Yes, please, Mataji.
Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead fulfills the material desire of a devotee who approaches him with such motives, but he does not bestow benedictions upon the devotee that will cause him to demand more benedictions again. However, the Lord willingly gives the devotee shelter at his own lotus feet, even though such a person does not aspire for it, and that shelter satisfies all his desires. That is the Supreme Personality's special mercy. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So what we understand from this is that Lord do fulfill material desires of a devotee when we approach with such motive, but he will give in such a way that you will not come back and ask anything else. That devotee is like that, a jatka, like that, let's say if someone is not expecting a lottery, he got a lottery. That's it. You don't need anything in the life. It's like that, so benediction which Krishna gives, it doesn't give just a boon like that. He also gives some tinge of his love. That is, what he expects, that is like a honey. So when you get that particular benediction, there is a honey added to that, and when you taste that honey, you don't expect any more benedictions from the Lord. So he will completely give you a shelter, and you will be satisfied with that complete desire of whatever you are aiming for. So this is what Dhruva Maharaj experienced. He didn't wanted greater than his great grandfather, but what he got is that he cannot imagine. And then he just thought, okay, I don't want anything now, and no more asking. He just come to that point, right? So Lord fulfills our material desires also. But the thing is that when we do it, when he does it, he makes sure that his devotee is satisfied with that, and he's not asking anymore. Just like if our children ask something, a special thing to eat, we may make it, and they are fully satisfied that until for some time they won't think about that. It's a temporary thing because it's a material world. It's like that. But yeah, when Lord gives, it's not temporary. It's going to be permanent, that situation for a devotee. So he will not anchor for any more like that. Yeah. So all the dirty things will also go from there. So there is one. What is here? See, my dear Lord, I'm very satisfied simply to serve your lotus feet. I don't want any material benefits. Sometimes it is found that a small child eats dirty things, but his parents take away the dirty things and offer him sandesh or some other sweet meat. Devotees who aspire for material benedictions are compared to such children. It's very clear. Yeah. So those dirty things we want, that small thing which we have. But when some nice thing is in front of you, why do you want the dirty thing? So Lord is like that. He offers something in such a way that he takes away that unwanted desire from our heart. And then he gives the highest benediction. So that's why even material motives also Lord fulfills. He will not, because he sees, okay, this devotee is potential. He is going to come back to me. He's eagerly waiting for us to go back to him. So that's the reason he just give it, and then that's it. He will bring us back to him, take us back to him like that. Yeah. So then we'll, and then another verse is also Prahlad Maharaj also instructing his friends, born in atheistic family, similar note. He's telling that, Lord will be pleased if you serve him without any doubt. You should not have any desire in your heart like that. Don't hanker for fruitive results. Everything will be automatically coming. Just like the same example I said. If you aspire for $1 million, Lord have more than that $1 million to give you. Why are you asking that? Automatically that full, if you will be entitled to get that everything, inherited to get everything. That particular famous verse, na Tattenu Kampam. You have that verse where you will become a Dayabak, means you will become a proprietor of, not proprietor, but you will become entitled to receive his benefit, his mercy, like that. Yeah. So always engaging in the glories of the Lord and relishing the pastimes of the Lord. So there is nothing else is required. So Prahlad Maharaj also similarly spoke to his schoolmates. Nothing is obtainable for devotees who have satisfied the Supreme Lord. For such devotees, what is the use of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha? They are automatically obtained. In beyond liberation, these are all are there. No need to ask separately. These are all under the influence of material modes, which we don't want. This is beyond the influence of material modes we are seeking. That's what he instructed to his schoolmates also. And then we have in the 7th canto, 8th chapter, 42 verse also. Similar statement. I am going. No. Yeah, that is the last one which we are trying to cover today. So Indra also, prayers to Lord Narasimhadev. He's also telling the same thing, that is trying to confirm that, these demons, they are claiming that we are taking part of the, offerings which have been offered in these ritualistic sacrifices. But Indra is praising Narasimhadev that you just killed Hiranyakashipu. Oh Lord, because, those who are engaged in your service, the material opulence is already taken away. By the like by the demons like this, they're insignificant. So devotees don't care about all this. So he's again coming to the same point that dharma, artha, kama, moksha is not required for a devotees. So Indra says our shares in this actual performance, sacrificial performance, which is offering, is actually due to you only, because you are the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Bhoktaram yajna tapasa sarvaloka maheshwaram, right? That verse from chapter 5, it is there. You are the superstar of all living entities. You are the actual owner of everything. Our hearts are always filled with fear of this demon, Hiranyakashipu. But you are so kind, killing this demon. You have removed this fear from our heart and giving us a chance to worship you and fill our heart with your love, like that love and devotion for you. So like the persons who are engaged in devotional service of the Lord, all the opulences are, even if all the opulences are taken away by the demons, they don't care for liberation. What to speak of material opulences, like that is telling. We are not the enjoyers of the fruits of the sacrifices. Our duty is only to engage in the service of the Lord. You are the enjoyer of everything. Like that Indra is also praying. So in that purport of Indra, when he is telling that beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant, no living entity are actually enjoying in this material world. Opulences. This is all, Krishna is the maintainer, controller, and proprietor of everything. Just by doing service, automatically everyone is getting benefit. And then the best, nice example is given here by Srila Prabhupada that, example can be cited. Can anyone read this example? And I think we are done with that for today's session.
Read, Mataji.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'll read, Mataji.
Yes, please, Mataji, please.
Yeah. Can you please score it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The example can be cited again of the different parts of the body, collecting foodstuffs and cooking them so that ultimately a meal may be offered to the stomach. After it has gone to the stomach, all the parts of the body equally enjoy the benefits of the meal. So similarly, everyone's duty is to satisfy the Supreme Lord, and then automatically everyone will become satisfied.
That is right. It's that example of where you water the root of the plant. It's all the nourishment is happening to the branches, stems, and everything. You don't need to especially water to the leaf, water to the stem and branch like that. You don't need to just water the root of the plant, tree. That's it. Yeah. So like that, we are not feeding our hands, legs, and ears, and tongue and nose separately. We just feed our stomach, and then all the parts of the body is nourished. Right? There's a small story about the children. In children classes we share that that all the hands, legs, and every others are going. All the senses are going on strike. Okay, every time the stomach is given a priority, we are doing a lot of hard work, cutting vegetable, walking to the market, and engaging our eyes in watching whether it is properly done or not, and hearing and then smelling. Everything is happening. We are all working. Stomach is not working, and stomach is getting everything. They want to go on strike. They go on strike. What happens after a few days? They become lethargic. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, they fall down. Then they come to the point that better to nourish our stomach. Better the stomach get all opportunity to eat. Then we all automatically be satisfied. So it's like that. The desires of the devotees are not there. Even if the desire is there also, if like the example which Krishna gives, that desire to a devotee, where automatically he will forget of it. He don't want to have any more extra desires. He's just satisfied only by serving the Lord. He knows, like a child. Child is, child is completely surrendered and sheltered by the parents. If the parents are are there, child will never think of working, and when they are small, they don't. They're so innocent that we provide everything to them, so they don't endeavor something extra to get by themselves. Right? They know our parents are there; they are giving us, so they know that. So our attitude to the serving the Lord should be like that child's innocence. If you do like that, you are completely sheltered by the Lord. When the child after some time think, I want to independently do this, go stay there, work here, do that. This is what we are also doing. Independently want to enjoy, independently live in a separate house. I also have this kind of facilities, how you are having. This is the replica, what child we all will do. So how the parents will feel, similarly Lord is feeling towards us. So when we actually accept and surrender, doesn't mean children shouldn't work and always depend on the parents, but the reciprocation should be there in such a way that the innocence of that childish love and affection for the Lord is important. If that is there, then automatically everything will be manifesting or satisfied. You will be satisfied. You won't have any more desires other than serving the Lord. So I'll just stop here. If anyone has questions or any concerns, comments, whatever, if I'm able to, I'll address.
Yes, my question is there in the chat box. It is there in the chat box.
Let me see that, Prabhu. I think I stopped
Next,
sharing, then I will see.
Yeah.
Okay, as Mukunda, Krishna gives liberation to devotees, then why devotees don't want liberation which surpasses devotion? Mukunda is someone who is if someone wants to get those 5 types of liberation, they're all good to get them. There's no hard and fast rule. But there is more pleasure in serving the Lord. In those forms, now awe and reverence is still there. So that in any of this, if you want to really enjoy that serving the Lord completely without any awe and reverence, so the devotees desires to serve. They want to become a servant of the Lord only. They don't want to actually get into any of those like Samipya, Sarupya, Sasti. What are we getting there? Samipya means we are being close to the Lord. Sarupya, in that position also, if there is no service, they don't want to get that actually. Main thing we want is the service, right? We don't want to become like 400 form and be there like that without doing anything. So,
okay, and why does Prabhupada say go back to home, back to Godhead? So we go back to Golok Vrindavan, that is back to Godhead. So is that liberation? Go back to home, back to Godhead.
It's beyond liberation. Where you will be like one of the cowherd boys, or in those rasas you will be exchanging relationship with the Lord as in the mood of a servant. So you have a service there we perform. So you may be decorating the Lord, or you dressing the Lord, or you may be sweeping the Lord's home, or you may be cooking.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm not sure if I'm satisfied with the question.
No, because I had that question in my mind. That is, what is going back to home, back to Godhead? Is it more than liberation, or is it service? Means what do Prabhupada means by that?
Yeah.
Back to home, back to Godhead.
It is more than liberation, beyond liberation.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
If there is not accompanied by service in those aspects, in that personal liberations also, like Salukya, Srasti, Samipya, Sarupya, devotees reject them. That's the point. Yeah.
Okay.
Devotees are happy to go to the hell also to do the service of the Lord. Yeah. They can become like Bhaktivinoda Thakur song is there. They can become. He prays to the Lord that let me become an ant in a devotee's house. He is ready to become like that, right? So what is intended is that only services. In that position, if there is no service, then they don't want to do it.
So
Let's
it is
say in
in
the same planet of the Lord, you have another house like a Lord. You have a different opulent house. You also have Lord also have. So you only seeing the Lord, nothing else you are doing. Do you enjoy that? No, right? Like, you want to go to take darshan of the Lord, which is good. You will take the darshan of the Lord. But after darshan, everybody wants to do some service, right? To please the Lord. If no service is there, just only take the darshan, you sit and do darshan. Will you be happy?
Okay, so it is known as a devotional service. It is not devotion. It is seva also. Devotional service. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
correct. Devotion is always there for everyone who does service.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I
Hare
have
Krishna.
one, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, we are like I am doing devotional service because I want liberation, but I have this feeling that I want to get out of this world more than serving the Lord, Mataji. So, what will happen to me, Mataji?
See, feeling like getting out of this world may be happening because of some frustrations or some kind of, other external factors, but that is not what a devotee aspires for. So,
yes, Mataji. So what I am feeling is wrong, Mataji.
Yeah, if you are attributing your getting out of this, getting out of this means birth, death, old age, disease. You get out of this is not possible. You may get out of it because of your frustration and you will come in another form. And you carry forward what you
No,
have
because
left.
of this diseases, old age, I want to get out of this world more than serving the Lord. That is that feeling I have more than serving the Lord. So will I
That is
get
not right.
liberation?
That is not right. That's not
So
right thing.
get out of this, Mataji.
Sorry, Mataji.
How to get out of this feeling, Mataji, and develop
How to get out of this feeling? So you should constantly, when you chant, you should be attentively chanting. When you hear and make sure what you are hearing, you are remembering. Satatam kirtayantam. So, like, what you are doing is that hearing and chanting. It should be intensified. The quality of that you improve, Mataji.
Okay.
So that you understand what's happening is what you are going through is not correct. Because the more and more you serve the Lord, you don't feel like frustrated actually. You get out of here and do what? Again, you go somewhere and you do serve, right? So you are getting out of is only you are changing your service for the pleasure of the Lord. Nothing else you are doing. So wherever you are, as long as you should change your thought process like this. Wherever I am, whatever I am doing, as long as I am engaged in the service of the Lord, that is what I am happy. Don't think about getting out of it. Try to be in the situation and serve the Lord.
Yes.
Engage in the service of the Lord, not getting out. Getting out of it is not in our hand.
Yes, Mataji, I understood. I'm right. I want to get out of this feeling, Mataji. So you said you must chant more effectively, more attentively.
Attentive chanting and attentive hearing is the first thing. Shravanam Kirtanam. Do that now, then these thoughts will not too much trouble us.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranams.
No problem. Thank you.
Given last realization means Prabhupada used to say in the lecture.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji, I just wanted to add one thing with your permission, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Go ahead. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So I just wanted to add here, I just heard His Grace Gaur Gopal Prabhu. He says, if something is really worrying us, can we do something about it? Yes, let's do it. If we cannot do anything about it, then why worry about it, right? If we can do something, do it. If we cannot do anything, then let's not worry about it. And we need to remember that what is not within our control, because we are small, minute particles of minute parts and parcels of the Lord. What is not within our control is within the control of the Lord. And who is that Lord? He is the CEO, right? Bhuktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhradam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shantim richati. So our solace is nothing is within our control. That is a point of worry for me. But What is not within my control is within the control of the Lord, who is my best friend, who is my most well-wisher, right? So why should I worry, right? He will take care of things for me. So I don't have to worry. I don't have to get out of any situation. Whatever situation I am in, I just call out to Krishna, right? Like Draupadi called out to Krishna, right? She was in very miserable condition, right? She was being humiliated in the palace of Hastinapur with nobody to support. Her own husbands are lost. Bhishma Pitamaha is, everybody is hanging their head. Nobody is willing to support her. She is very worried. But she did not want to get out of the situation. She utilized that worrisome situation, surrendered to the Lord, and the Lord took care of her by supplying unlimited saris, right? So whatever we require, what we think is the solution is not the best solution. But like Mataji said, if we chanting Hare Krishna is the form of surrender in Kali Yuga. So if we chant Hare Krishna, we are exhibiting our surrender to the Lord, and the Lord is our best friend. And there is nothing that is beyond the control of the Lord. The Lord will take care of it. Okay, Saraswati Mataji? That will help us feel better also.
Yes, Mataji. Wonderful, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because what is worrying us is because we cannot control the situation. The situation is going out of hand. Oh my God, how do we get out of it? In that situation, all of us go through that situation at some time or the other. That time we have to chant Krishna's name, saying, Krishna, I don't know how to handle the situation, but I know you can handle every situation. Please handle it in the way that is best for me. In that way, we surrender to the Lord and chant Hare Krishna. Then we will ourselves wonder, oh my God, how did I get out of that situation? I didn't do anything. Okay, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Right. Yeah.
Thank
Any
you so
situation
much,
we are
Mataji.
in that kind of,
Okay, one last realization means
then also
Prabhupada
we'll
used
get out.
means Srila Prabhupada used to say chanting is an integral part of devotion. 95% of all our devotional activities is in chanting, and the rest is like 5% is writing, reading, whatever we do like devotion. So is it correct? 95% of all our activities is chanting. It means it is integral part of devotion. Chanting, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Chanting. When you are chanting, you are associating with Krishna. You are on direct phone call with Krishna. That's right. So you are connected to Krishna when you are chanting. Your chanting should be in that quality. Then it is. Yeah. Every solution is there in chanting only. All problems are solved with your proper chanting. That's There's no other way. That is what Kali Yuga, what Mataji said is, in this Kali Yuga, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. Kale dosha nite raja asti yoga mahan guna. Right? So, Kirtanadasya, what is the next two lines? Kirtanadasya
Kirtana eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Parambraje.
Yeah. So, this is what it is. So, we have to. Harer Nama, Kevalam. Kalau nasteva, gatiranya. So they have the no other way, no other way, no other way. That's why insistence on, proper chanting is important. That is where the devotional life begins with chanting. When you're chanting, we are hearing to the Lord's name. Constantly we are remembering. That's how Draupadi also got protected. Everyone hearing to the Lord, even Ajamila hearing to the Lord's name only got protected, right? So Lord will protect you when you are constantly hearing the name properly with full attention. Whole body should listen the Lord's name. Now, that is important. And when you are chanting, you are actually requesting the energy of the Lord Srimati Radharani to engage in the service of the Lord. And it's also said when you are chanting, you are actually massaging the lotus feet of the Lord. Anything you can think of it. Chanting is the greatest service we can do in this Kali Yuga. Yeah, don't think that only doing some physical service is a service. Chanting is a service, reading scriptures is a service, associating with devotees, even taking prasadam is also service. Obeisances, paying obeisances is also a service. So I like that. Understanding this devotional service is very important. The book is meant for us to understand and digest so many things here. There's one question, Mataji, I don't understand. As devotees want only Krishna Prem. Yes, that is the question, or I don't know, it's a comment. Yes, devotees only want Krishna Prem. That is what we were discussing. And very few perform Nishkama Bhakti. Most of are Sakama Bhaktas in material world. That is true. That is why in this material world, not everyone is not aspiring to what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Like out of millions and millions of people, few will try to understand me. And out of those few who will try to understand me, only one will come to me. So like that, yeah, it's a statement, right? Some Virendra is written. I don't know, it's a statement or yeah.
Myself. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yes. So that is what you want to understand, Prabhu. Perform Nishkama Bhakti. Very few people will do Nishkama Bhakti, right?
Yes, very few people do. Means we asked Artha Arthi Jigyasu in any yesterday's class. Most are Sakam Bhaktas. Only few are Nishkam Bhaktas. That was my statement.
That's right. Most of them are not, struggling. We are still sadhakas. So much of anarthas is still going on in our heart. Yeah. So like that.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji, in Bhagavatam, we were studying the pastimes of Sri Krishna Lila. Is it not, Mataji?
We are studying the pastimes of
Sri Krishna.
Yeah.
And then is it? And we have in Bhagavatam, we were reading regarding the pure souls and very devotees, and they were all nearest to elevated souls, I think. As we are not to that extent, is it not, Mataji? We are not so elevated to that extent.
Yeah.
Just we were in a very, very state. We might have stepped only 1 hour, 1 hour to that's all.
Yeah.
They have gone miles together, kilometers together. They have already gone.
Yeah.
So any anarthas, any applications were happen. Those we people we are not aware of all those things. We used to apply them in our life, and any lapses in our life, we will be connected to that. Then we will be becoming disturbing. So if so, then if we leave all these things, hear the Bhagavatam well, if we do devotional service correctly, definitely what sort of difficulties they have come across, we will not be able to come across like that. That is the lesson, I think, as per as Bhagavatam. Am I right, Mataji?
Yeah. You are giving me a statement, right, Prabhu? So
yes, that is not a question. This is my understanding, Mataji.
Yeah, your understanding. That's right. Yeah, it takes how many lifetimes we don't know for a purification process.
Yes.
We should not give up. We should keep on having hope and unflinching faith on the Supreme Lord.
And then we must have the awareness of the what happened to the devotees. So we have to think we are the least and the dust.
Correct.
We must pray him. We are always, other than that praying, no, nothing will be there.
Yeah.
Anything comes, then it will goes. Of course, if this prana itself, it itself is going out from us. Then why do we worry about that? All these things, what happens, that happens, everything, just a moment we can go. We are not anything as Parishit Maharaj has given 7 days time, whereas we are not aware of 7 seconds we may not live or not. Is it, Mataji?
Yes,
I am sorry if I
No, Prabhu, it's a great realization.
Prabhuji, it's easier said than done. I mean, Mataji, it's easier said than done. I mean, of course, it comes through practice and chanting.
It is true, but we just have to accept nothing is guaranteed in this material world, and we should develop our consciousness in such a way that I was hearing to some lecture that when you are doing some service, you should be in a mood that the full attention focus you should give in such a way that this may be the last time I am performing this service.
Mataji. Yes.
This should be your attitude in doing the service, so that you give 100%. Don't think that, let's say I'm roasted for making this garland every week. Okay, if not this week, I'll do next week. Who knows that next week is going to come on? So when you do that week, make sure you're doing 100%. That's it. The best you're offering. When you're addressing the Lord, if you get an opportunity, do it the best. I'm going to do next or not, I don't know. That should be, some kind of attachment to service, and do it in full-fledged. That's it. So then, you will not have that kind of feeling in your heart, because Whatever you have done 100%. Krishna knows your intention. Intention is more important.
Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Mother.
is Bhavagrahi Janardana. Even if you leave away in 1 minute also in your heart, you're only thinking about Krishna, then it doesn't matter, right? You are successfully achieved the goal.
Definitely, Mother. Yes, Mother. Hare Krishna.
Like that. Krishna tagged as Dukkalayam Ashashvatam. So what does this mean, Mataji? You are just saying this message.
No, I was just wanted to tell Prabhu's point. Srimati Prabhuji was telling about material world. So Krishna himself has tagged it as, it's so temporary, Ashashvatam. So I was just trying to make that point.
Yeah,
Mataji, thank you.
Good. Yeah. Gruhamanda Kopam, if it is like that, it's like that. Huh? Like, we see, it's a Vigata Kunta, it is. I know if you go to Vaikunta, there's no worries like that. So anyway, it's nice sharing the points and understanding. Nectar of Devotion is a very, in-depth, this chapter especially. Unless we understand Srimad Bhagavatam, it is hard to understand these statements given by these purified souls. All the, devotees who are realizations are put forward in this chapter, all the statements. We can't understand. We should thoroughly understand Srimad Bhagavatam, and, especially chapter 4. If you understand the Uddhava Gita, you will understand this better. That 11th chapter, the 11th canto, 2nd chapter. If you have an opportunity, read that. Then the 4th chapter will make sense. Yeah. So,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji. Very wonderful session. Very wonderful interactive session. We've just gone by about half an hour. We didn't realize that time has gone past so much. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very wonderful session.
I apologize for taking so much time.
No problem. So today, I think the Kannada session was not there. Otherwise, people would have told us, you have to log out. So today, by the arrangement of the Lord, all the devotees always also were absorbed in the Katha, and there was no other session also. So we thank Hargre Janavi Mataji, very wonderful session. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha, Patitana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Nectar of Devotion ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. We thank all the devotees for participating very enthusiastically. Please read the paragraphs again so that we assimilate what we have studied, what we've heard from Mataji in the class, so that tomorrow when we hear the next section from this, we are able to relate and correlate and understand. With very high subject matter, we need to study and scrutinizingly study Srila Prabhupada's books. That's what Prabhupada has told us. Thank you very much. We'll meet you all tomorrow morning, 11:25 a.m. Thank you, Mataji. With your permission, we will end the session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.